Okay everyone, I thought it'd be good to do something a little bit different today, so I'm just going to do a little review of a topper which I've brought off Pinside. This has come from Pinsider ThiagoValdez, so I just want to say huge thanks to him for the time and effort in creating this, because if you have a look, this looks really good. I'm a bit of a fan of toppers. As you can see, I've got the white water over there and all of the rings, and T2 missing one, so I thought better get one for it. Really nice, cut out of metal, you know, quality of it really nicely put together, and what I'm going to do is I'll just probably go through how to put it in your game as well if anyone else gets one of these. If we go around the back, you can see it's going to be pretty simple. There's just two connectors, sort of J117, 118, 119s that go in, so you get 4 LEDs there that will make the eyes and the mouth light up, and also for the bit where it says Terminator 2 on the front, he's also included some additional, just get out of my pocket, there's a few other bits and pieces to put it in with, and the screws, it's screwed in place and held with 2 screws. So looking forward to putting this on. I'm going to spend the next hour or so doing that and make T2 look a little bit more complete. Okay, so first things first is I got the back box open, and what we're going to have to do is probably loosen that screw there, and we're going to have to thread the wires through the back of that, which I've had a top before and that's what I've done, because then what you're going to need to do is connect it up to one of these connectors down here, and as I get to it we'll cover that. Okay, so as you can see, I got the topper in place now. I haven't screwed it in yet because I probably want to fiddle around with where it's sitting and stuff, and all I've done is I've threaded those 2 wires, I've taken the screw out and thread them through those 2 holes, and then we're going to plug them in. Don't think this bit really matters, depends what you want to do. I've put one in each because I reckon it's going to be hard to screw that back down once if you had 2 like right at the end, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so a little further in, I've got the connectors in. What I've done is one in each, gone down here through that hole, and then the first one, those 2 fit in there. The one on the right went in easy enough, but the one on the left had 2 like little notches on the connector. So what I had to do is I kind of had to snap the 2 pins off to get it in. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it wasn't being used anyway, but those are in and they're not going anywhere, and that's kind of nicely will just sit on there. And then the other one, I've plugged that into J118 as the instructions say. I've now got 2 mods running off that. I've got this topper and I've also got some speaker lights, so I'm hoping it's not going to kill them both having too much on that connector. But if not, there's 2 other connectors I can use, so I'll swap it over. So next bit will be the switch on, see how it looks. Okay, so just switched the game on. As you can see, sorry I got my iPad in the way, everything's still working okay. Topper's looking nice, got the red glow underneath. I'll turn the lights off and shut the door in a minute so you can see it better, and there is red lights and 2 LEDs in the skull. I'm not sure, they're looking a little bit weak to me, but because they're in sockets you can change them out, which is great. I think that's a brilliant design feature. Everything in the game looking okay, so we'll get everything in. The only thing left to do really is decide on a position, and then if we just come over here, he's actually provided 2 screws, and there's 2 screw holes in the back of the topper, so you can screw it down in place, because you imagine like someone's playing it and they're shaking it, that's just going to fall onto your game. So we'll get that done next. Okay, so topper all in place. I've measured the positioning. It's dead centre, and I thought have it quite close to the front so it's nice and easy to see. You get, like I say, you get provided with 2 screws. It might, I'll turn it the right way. There's one. There's also one on the other side, and they just go straight into the wood. Although you might want to drill a pilot hole. Funny thing, the guy before me, he actually had here a little model Terminator skull, and he hot glued it down, and hot glue's a total pain in the ass to remove. So hasn't affected the top of it. If I give it a bit of a shove, it's not going anywhere. So you know, tilt the game to your heart's desire. So I'll put everything back together and we'll see how it looks in the dark and everything next. Okay, so I've turned the lights off, shut the door, and here's the game in all its glory with the topper. Hell of a red glow off the ceiling from the T2 strip. Looks really nice. As we say here in the UK, Thiago, you've done a bloody good job. Looks really excellent. The quality of it's fantastic. No criticisms. It's great that you've included, you know, stuff like screws to hold it down with, because I had a topper on a Dracula before and it was lovely like that, but it had nothing to hold it in place, just a massive block of wood, and even that, enough shoving was going to bring it down. So I'll just zoom out a bit. Really, really nice. I'd give this definitely an 8 out of 10. The only thing is that I'm not sure about is the eyes and the mouth LEDs look a little bit weak, and I'm not sure if that's because I've already got something plugged into that connector or not. I will check that out, but as I said, that's not really a negative because you're going to be able to swap those with any LEDs if you like, because they're just in like the sockets, like all the bulbs on the playfield and everything else. So yeah, I would highly recommend this mod for your game. Really makes it look good, much better than all those other toppers that I've seen out there for T2. Looks blooming fantastic. Highly recommended. Just got a slight amendment to make to the end of that. When I started the game, I actually noticed that the lights and the mouth and everything will coincide with the game while you're playing. So like the mouth flashes and the lights are much brighter. So apologies for saying all the lights are a bit dim when I hadn't actually started the game and tried the thing yet. So I don't know if it will work. I'll see if I can kind of play one-handed and show you, but there you go, you kind of see it blinking and everything. But yeah, really, really good. Much impressed. Definitely now a 9 out of 10.